welcome to Phoenix Cinema Podcast. I'm Chris Austin.
And I'm Luke Parker.
And this is a podcast where we discuss the programme of one of the oldest picture houses in London, Phoenix Cinema. And today we are discussing Yorgos Lanthimos' new movie, the third Lanthimos movie we've discussed on this podcast, but the first with my co-host Luke, Bugonia.
Yes, Yorgos Lanthimos plunges us into a delirious, paranoid fever dream in his latest film, Bugonia. Reuniting with Emma Stone and Jesse Plemons, the film explores the fractured reality of two conspiracy-obsessed cousins whose grip on sanity is rapidly disintegrating. Convinced that a powerful pharmaceutical CEO is actually an extraterrestrial operative from Andromeda sent to destroy Earth, they execute a violent kidnapping to force a confession. What follows is a claustrophobic battle of wills set within the confines of a remote farmhouse, as the captors resort to increasingly unhinged methods to purportedly save humanity. The film blurs the uncomfortable line between delusion and truth. It's a dark, satirical spiral into eco-anxiety and the chaos of modern misinformation, forcing the audience to question who the real monster is in a world that feels like it is losing its mind. What a batshit crazy movie this was.
Batshit crazy. And, I'd expect nothing less from this guy, right?
Yes. Yeah, so I think we've spoken about this maybe briefly on the podcast before, but I have a bit of a strained relationship with Yorgos Lanthimos.
You do. You do.
He's just one of those filmmakers that I've not really understood the hype around.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the only two of his films that I've seen was Killing of a Sacred Deer, which I hated. I thought it was terrible.
Me too.
And then Poor Things, which got so much hype, and it's just, it really wasn't for me. So
see, I enjoyed that one. Yeah.
Well, you and everyone else did, and I kind of felt on my own with that one. But so I was a little bit hesitant going into this, kind of expecting to dislike it stylistically, because that's kind of the primary thing I've disliked about his previous films. I think they do too much stylistically, and I actually think they're a little bit ugly. But
interesting.
But yeah, I mean that's where I stand with Yorgos Lanthimos before seeing this. What about you?
I was with you for a very long time. I never got Lanthimos. Yeah. But I have to say I'm really enjoying him as a filmmaker now. It was a rough start for me, but after Poor Things and Kinds of Kindness, I'm really enjoying what he's doing. Nice. So, has anything changed for you?
It definitely has. I really enjoyed this film. I thought it was such a wild ride from start to finish.
Excellent.
There's a lot to unpack with it, and I feel like it's going to be Marmite for people, this film. I definitely am anticipating a lot of people to hate it, and especially hate where it goes. But for me, it really worked. It really hit all the right notes.
I totally agree. I had such a good time with it. Yeah. It's a really tense, at times funny, strange movie. It's a Lanthimos movie. And it's so interesting because his film Kinds of Kindness, I think it was it 3 short films? And
I think so. Yeah.
3 short films. And, I think one of them or 2 of them were way stronger than the other. But I was watching it and I was like, I couldn't help but think of this as like another interesting, extended section of that movie, because that movie is also starring Jesse Plemons and Emma Stone. So to me, it was like, just throw this on to the end of Kinds of Kindness. It's another interesting, wacky story thrown in there. Yeah, man, I really had a great time with it. And what was, I think, the most enjoyable part was each step of the way, I had no idea where we were going.
Yes. Ever. Yeah. Never. It was, like I said, it was a wild ride, and you can never anticipate what's happening, and as you're watching it, you just have so many questions, but the film makes a good effort to actually answer those questions, as weird and unhinged as those answers will be. And there are some there are some moments. I went to go see this with my friend, and there were a couple of moments in this film where we just stopped and like both looked at each other in like shock at what had just happened on the screen.
Yeah.
And I love when a film can do that.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah. Yeah, there was I know I went to see it with Carrie Ann. There was one moment where she just gasped and covered her mouth. But there were also definitely moments where we just turned and just looked at each other and there was no expression on our face. It was just one of those, okay.
Yeah.
You know. What did you think of the performances from Emma Stone's and Jesse Plemons?
Yeah, I mean, obviously Emma Stone's amazing. She never isn't really.
Yeah, totally.
This felt like quite a different performance from her. It feels like a type of role we haven't seen her in before. At least I haven't seen her in before. She's playing this really plastic, picture perfect CEO with this perfect routine, perfect lifestyle, clearly some kind of genius, and seeing her trapped and claustrophobic, being held hostage by these two guys. And what I really liked about her performance is that you could really see her thinking through each step. You could really see her character trying to work out what is the best approach she can take in this moment that will ensure her safety and ensure everything's going to be okay. Like, you could really see her calculating.
That's a great observation, yeah. And I think some of the best actors are the ones where we can see their minds working, through their eyes.
She doesn't have to be speaking for us to know what she's thinking or...
Yeah,
what's going on inside that head.
And she's got such a steeliness to her, especially in this movie. There's a coldness and a steeliness to her.
Yeah.
And... maybe by the end of the movie, you can kind of think, you can look back on the rest of the performance and try and suss it out. Do you know what I mean? But
yes, yeah.
No, she's absolutely fantastic. And I think she's building a really interesting collaboration with Lanthimos. This is their fourth movie together and one of 2 Oscar wins for Stone with Poor Things. She's excellent, man. She's been completely fearless with Lanthimos, particularly when it comes to her body. Not just her willing to reveal all of her body like she does in Poor Things and Kinds of Kindness, but also with her physicality and movement. She seems completely set free as a performer when she's in a Lanthimos movie, and I think that's really interesting.
Yeah, it's really impressive. She's willing to completely lose herself in that character and really sacrifice herself to ensure this character is portrayed as it should be and in its rawest form.
Yeah, absolutely. And Jesse Plemons just, he will also never not be good, right? He's fantastic in the film.
Yeah. Again, his character's unhinged but really strained and really suffering, and just like Stone, he does a really good job of communicating not through the script but through his character's his facial expressions and his actions, and very well done.
Absolutely, yeah. And he looks I love how dirty he looks in this film. How
always sweaty.
Yeah. Yeah. And he's got such a lovely chemistry with, is it his cousin?
Yes.
In the movie.
Aidan Delbis plays
Aidan
Don.
Delbis. Right. Don, yeah. Who's also quite wonderful in the film, I have to say, and seems like the most it portrayed as the weakest link between the two, right? And so how she sort of plays one against the other, or when she's got moments alone with one versus the other, how she uses what she's observed to her advantage.
But equally, there something of note is really how sad that relationship is, because Don's character in this film, he's the real victim in all of this. He's the only real victim in all of this. Oh my god!
Because
he's being taken advantage of, or that's what's happening, really, isn't it? His cousin's taken advantage of his of his kind of gullibility to try and push forward his agenda and what he thinks is correct.
Yeah, and it's all like he's talked into it all through love, right? And this,
Yeah.
I'm here for you. There's literally no one else in the world for you but me.
But you can see what makes Aidan Delbus's performance so good is you can really understand the moments where he's going along with what his cousin wants him to do, but you can see that conflict within him when he's like, he kind of knows this isn't the right thing to do, but he doesn't have the voice.
Not in it. Yeah.
He doesn't have the voice to stand up for himself, basically.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's a great performance, and I actually bought. Watching the two of them, I really feel like, these guys have literally spent their whole lives together. Yeah. They had like such a great chemistry. Yeah. And okay, so I mean, it's hard to talk about the movie without going into like spoilers and
the plot's quite hard to unpack without being like giving it all away. So
and obviously we don't want to do that because the surprise, just not knowing, going in so cold is the best thing about it. I feel like this being a Lanthimos movie, you kind of know where this is all headed, but for me the joy was in seeing how it all unfolds. Would you agree with that? Did you have any idea that where we were going ultimately? I mean,
like it's one of those things where it's playing in the back of your mind, but you're questioning whether the filmmaker is like bold enough to actually make that choice. And maybe I should have been a bit more expectant of Yorgos Lanthimos to be that filmmaker to make that choice.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, sorry, no. I was just going to finish the thought and say I knew it had to be right, but but it was okay.
Yeah, you didn't mind it.
No, not at all.
Okay, cool. I think it's interesting that this film's actually technically like a rough remake of a South Korean film.
Dude, I had no idea. No, I had no idea until literally 5 minutes before this call.
Oh, cool. Yeah, Save the Green Planet by Jang Joon-hwan.
Which I want to see that now. Yeah,
for sure.
Right?
For sure. Yeah.
Except in that one, I think they kidnap a man.
Yes, I think that's the only real difference. But I'm very curious to see how that unfolds.
Yeah, very much so. And especially because South Korea have their own flavor of doing things, especially when it comes to black humor.
Yes,
right?
Yeah.
Dark comedy. They are masters at that tone. So I would love to see it. I'd love to see it. What did you think of the score by Jerskin Fendrix?
I thought the score was really, really great. It was very loud, I noticed, within the mix.
Yeah.
At certain points it was very loud. But in terms of building the suspense and the tension, like, it does a perfect job. And it's not that obtrusive, I think, but it definitely really has its moments to shine.
Yeah, I agree. He's Lanthimos's composer because he composed Poor Things and Kinds of Kindness. I really enjoyed it. Like you said, I think perhaps heavy-handed at times, but that's kind of his style. And there were some lovely pieces of music in this.
Okay.
There is specifically this one point where things are really sort of kicking off and coming to a head. I'll just say it's when he desperately rides his bike to go and visit his mother to do something. And this score just kicks into overdrive when he's doing the thing and you're just sort of sliding down in your seat, like, oh my God, involving antifreeze. And it's great. Yeah, I was jamming out to this score.
I think I get what you're saying there. I found a little heavy-handed and obvious, but like I think I feel like that was kind of the point to an extent, and some elements of it kind of reminded me of like a Volker Bertelmann score, where it's like quite heavy, short bursts of strings,
Yeah.
and it's just trying to like deal the same effects that Bertelmann's score tend to do in terms of like again building tension.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. And yeah, I do think the heavy-handedness is absolutely intentional. It feels like there are moments where it's just like bam, bam. But I think that adds to that strange tone and that heavy sort of sci-fi element, otherworldly aspect of what's happening. I think it's all very much
Yeah,
this composer, Jerskin and Lanthimos having fun, right?
sure. They definitely had a lot of fun with the film.
They are having so much fun, dude. I was thinking about the actors too. And I was thinking, how much fun was this to make, man? Like, surely every time Lanthimos calls up Emma Stone, and says, "Listen, I've got an idea," she must be like, "I don't give a fuck at what the story is. I'm in." You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Ah,
yeah, yeah. Something that I really loved about the film is that it kind of gives you maybe not subtle hints, but lots of different elements that kind of help build a picture of the characters that we're working with. And one of one big example of that is that we have this policeman that keeps kind of coming into the
yeah.
film, and he's again, I'm not going to spoil like what he's talking about, but
Mm,
it becomes quite obvious that he played a role in Jesse Clemenson's character life when he was younger that might have actually like pushed him towards the kind of issues that he has today, and how that's why maybe a certain type of person becomes more vulnerable to this kind of like misinformation and it's almost conspiracy, I guess.
yeah, it's really to explore, and the movie doesn't fully explain
Hmm.
what happened between these characters. All we know is that when they were younger, this cop was a babysitter to this guy.
Hmm.
But wherever your mind goes, it's dark, right?
Very dark, yeah.
It is dark, and yeah, it's especially when you think you flash whatever happened, and then you think all these years later, like you were saying, what it's how it speaks to his mindset and how he is as a
Hmm.
person. And at one point, he chemically castrates himself, right? And he
Yeah.
convinces his cousin to do the same. And there's reasoning behind it as far as he's concerned, but you're just like, oh, yeah,
Hmm.
this is worrying.
And then there's this kind of link that's becomes more and more prevalent throughout the film with Emma Stone's character and Jesse Clemens' character, and how almost everything that he's doing and these claims that she's an alien, it's almost like a facade for a deeper resentment and meaning that he holds against her. And I just really
Hmm.
like how that all comes together with like these really short, quite stylistic flashbacks that we get.
Yes. Oh, okay. See, now those like stylistic, very stylistic, right? Because they're
Mm,
flashbacks and yet they have the element of the absurd to them. So they're
yeah.
kind of these flights of fancy too. I
Hmm.
thought you would have hated that because I feel like
No.
those are. Oh, okay. So that was very Lanthimos to me. I think about those weird chapter interludes in Poor Things and how
Hmm.
they're almost like these portraits and these mosaics. He has a way of having these absurd images, right, and thrown into his movies. Yeah, but I loved them too. I loved them too because it's almost like they're dreams, but they
Hmm.
speak to a fundamental truth that is grounded in like a reality, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I
Hmm.
I love that too. I actually didn't. I forgot about that until you mentioned it, but really great. Yeah, and it just adds to this extra layer of fucking with your head, right? Because you're like, hang on, so they've kidnapped this woman because they're certain that she's an alien, and yet it just so happens that her company was responsible for
Hmm.
his mother slipping into a coma. You know,
Yeah.
it's okay. You know, it's um, and yeah, and I also thought that it's so interesting because this film is basically, and I don't know if you agree with this, but it's another indictment of humanity. And
Hmm.
we seem to be getting a lot of those lately. I feel like filmmakers are taking stock of our current situation and saying that we're all fucked, basically.
Yes. Yes, they are. Yeah. That's very like that's very true, at least for the last couple of films we've done, especially like House of Dynamite. um,
Oh God. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
The most overt one that we've
yeah.
done so far.
But this one's much more about like the specific individual, right? And it's a lot more about how people are becoming more hypochondriac, and there's more this like class divides becoming stricter and thicker, and
Mm.
the divide is becoming stronger between classes, which is which
Hmm.
is obviously inevitable. But what is the product of that? Basically, is what the film's looking into.
Yeah, totally. Totally. Yeah. Yeah, and oh dude, I'm so pleased that you enjoyed this one because it was with trepidation that we went for it based on how you
Yeah,
feel about the
yeah.
filmmaker.
But
And
I'm
I'll
really glad we chose it.
me too, and I'll be honest, because of that I was sitting in the cinema and you were in my head the whole time and I was thinking how could Luke not like this.
Yeah, yeah.
Excellent, dude, excellent. Cool. Do you have anything else you want to touch on before we move on to pairings?
Um, I really, I really thought that the way the third act played out was literally perfect, and it's the whole film. Well, at least the first two acts of the film, it feels like this massive ticking time bomb that we know is going to go off at any time.
Hmm.
And when it does, like we just get like half an hour of just like pure adrenaline and tension, and it's it's such a riveting watch. Yeah, it was just a really good time.
I agree. I agree. It's perfect. Yeah.
Mm.
Everything that
Hmm.
happened, the way it culminates is so good. And then our final, I don't know, like 5 minutes was
Yeah.
so. I just had to laugh. I
Hmm.
was just sitting there cackling because I was like, "Yep, of course, we're here now."
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, we kind of knew it was coming, but and I
Yeah,
love how that last choice that was made was it left everyone in the cinema like just sat there for a few minutes thinking, wait, what have I just watched?
yeah, and I love the closing song.
Mm,
Where have all the flowers gone? Oh
yeah,
my god,
yeah.
it's such a wonderful closing song to a
It
movie.
does it does like a a perfect circle back to where it began with the
A
bees.
nice
Yeah,
bookend with the bees. Yes,
yeah.
yes, honestly, yeah, 100%. Yeah, he nailed it. He nailed it. Also, I didn't realize Alicia Silverstone's in this movie. I had no idea that's his mum, right?
Oh yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
Alicia Silverstone. I was like, Jesus,
Unrecognizable though.
completely,
Yeah.
completely. When I saw that in the cast list, I was like, hang on a minute, who did she play? Um, so yeah, there was
Hmm.
surprise. Cool. All right, so pairings. I'm so curious, man, about what you went for.
Cool. So I kind of just paired it by the writer of the film, because I feel like they really touch on quite similar themes, which is so the writer was Will Tracy, and
Okay.
his main writing credits are Bugonia and The Menu from a few years ago.
Oh,
You know, with
never
Ralph
saw it.
Fiennes and
Yeah.
Nicholas Hoult. Yeah, it's it's quite similar in that it's a dark comedy, and obviously it's satirizing the ultra wealthy and like working class people. So it's hard to explain because they almost feel like completely opposite films. Like the menu feels very clean and clear cut, whereas Bugonia is like very open to interpretation to an extent and feels really dirty. But they definitely have that same. They have that same feeling. That's definitely like from Will Tracy's writing.
Interesting. So, is The Menu the only other film he wrote? You said.
I'm pretty sure.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, it makes me want to watch it now. I didn't
Oh, you
see
haven't
it.
seen it? Okay.
No. It was advertised everywhere, but I never got the opportunity.
I enjoyed it. It was a good time.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Stacked cast too, isn't it?
Super stacked.
Yeah. Oh, excellent. All right, dude. All right, I need to put that on my list.
What about you?
So, I went with the movie Frailty from 2001, directed by the late great character actor Bill Paxton.
Okay.
I don't know if you ever saw this one.
I've never heard of it. Another niche pick from you.
Oh, amazing. Well, this is a pretty great movie. It's starring Bill Paxton, Matthew McConaughey, and Powers Booth. And it's basically about these... I think it's about these two brothers, these two young kids who grow up with their dad, who I think is played by Bill Paxton, from what I can remember, who is a killer. But he says that he's doing it because he's being told to by God. God is visiting him in his dreams and telling him that the people he's killing are demons in disguise. And he truly believes that he's doing this to save the world. He's a man on a mission. And it's fascinating. It's like a psychological horror film. And I think the majority of the film takes place, it's an interview between a police detective and one of the young kids who's grown into a man, and the rest of the film is told in flashback. And yeah, I thought that would make for a really cool parallel to what Jesse Plemons, is doing in this movie, and his utter belief that no matter what he's doing, it's for the greater good, and he's saving us.
Yeah, that sounds really interesting.
Oh, dude, I think you'd like this, man. It is worth a watch.
I'm having a look at his Letterboxd page now, and it definitely does look pretty cool.
Is it well rated on a...
It's got a 3.5, so not bad at all.
Out of 5?
Yeah.
Okay, could be better.
It's got your recommendation, so.
Oh, excellent. Yeah, okay. Yeah, sweet. Yeah, let me know if you do get to it, dude. Yeah, I think that would be pretty cool. All right, cool. Would you... I wanted to ask you as well. What does Bugonia mean?
Oh, I did have a look at that. Let me get this up quickly.
That was like my main question.
Bugonia refers to an ancient Greek or Roman belief that bees could be spontaneously born from the rotting carcass of an ox.
Okay.
There you go. I get like tying into Jesse Plemons' character being a beekeeper and his obsession with death and rebirth, something like that.
And the imagery, it's the bookends. Okay, now it's not immediately obvious, but you'd have to look it up, I guess.
Yeah.
All right, pal. Cool. Well, thank you. I'm glad that this is probably the first Lanthimos movie to land for you.
Yes, it is. Yeah. Well, that what I've
you've
seen so far. Yeah.
Did you see Kinds of Kindness?
No.
Please, dude, watch it. Mm-hmm. And then I want to talk with you about what was the strongest segment for you and why.
Okay.
Because that's basically like you're getting 3 different Lanthimos movies there. So you can pick and choose. Yeah. I'd love to chat to you about it. Maybe when we go and see Zimmer soon.
Oh, good idea.
If you see it before then. Yeah. All right, buddy.
Cool.
Perfect.
Thank you.
See you on the next one, pal.
On the next one.
That's all from us today, folks. Our music and editing is by Stefan Krieger. Find more of his stuff at stefan-krieger.com. Like us, share us, review us, subscribe to us if you like what you're hearing, and then join us next time to discuss whatever the Phoenix Cinema may be showing next. Go and watch Bugonia. We think you'll enjoy it. Until then, bye for now.
When will they ever learn When will they ever learn? Where have all the young girls gone? Long time passing. Where have all the young girls gone? Long time ago. Where have all the young girls gone? Gone to young men, everyone.